Tangshan, a city in northern China, has recently captured people's attention as it may now be the safest city in China. Look at the number of police cars going through the city with great fanfare. Residents probably don't even realize that there are so many police vehicles in their city. Why are they carrying guns?
They're SWAT officers, or SWAT vehicles.
Around the diners, the security guards are diligently patrolling, and they have a piece of paper on the back of their uniforms that says, "If you need help, just call me." At outdoor food stalls, police officers stand attentively in a line to watch over the patrons, and the leader even calls out to the patrons with a loudspeaker. Ladies, let your husbands at the scene to protect you, or call to tell your husbands to come. Don't talk to strangers and don't confront strangers. I hope you remember these. If there are still problems, call 110 to report to the police. Unfortunately, Chinese people aren't impressed. One comment reads, "One hooligan down, 1,000 hooligans up to flaunt their power." Prior to this, the city saw an assault case that shocked the nation. In the early morning hours of June 10th, 2022, a man at a barbecue restaurant took a liking to a woman in white who was dining in the restaurant and walked up to her and directly touched her back. After being rejected, the man and 8 of his associates viciously beat the woman. The woman's friend, the one wearing black, tried to help but was also attacked. These men continued the assault from inside the restaurant to the street. Yes, they dragged the defenseless woman outside and continued the violence, completely disregarding the onlookers. In this process, 2 women came to the aid of the woman in white and were injured as a result. The surveillance video went viral and sparked public outrage, and the incident quickly rose to the top search on Weibo, China's social media platform that compares to Twitter and Instagram. According to the map, the barbecue restaurant is only 800 meters away from the police station. Local netizens have exposed online a police record of Tangshan police. It shows that on June 10th, starting at 2:41 a.m., the Tangshan City 110 Command Center received 3 calls for police assistance. It was 4 hours later at 6:09 a.m. that police officers arrived. For the assailants, they didn't anticipate that this would be a major case involving the Central Committee of the Chinese Communist Party. They were engrossed in their old crime patterns. After the incident, the suspects made a video claiming that they had gone to the police station to report the incident and had also identified people who reported the incident online. Another person involved in the case claimed in a live stream that the matter had been settled for RMB 600,000 or about US $90,000. What they didn't expect was that police from several provinces would join forces and arrest all 9 suspects on June 11th. A noteworthy detail is that on the evening of June 11th, the Public Security Bureau of a different jurisdiction issued a notification that the assault case, which occurred in Tangshan, was investigated and handled by them. It means the police of another city is conducting the investigation. On June 12th, an article titled "An Old Story from Tangshan" was circulated on Chinese social media. Its content was based on court rulings and judicial documents from 2015 to 2019 by the state authorities. According to this article, the main perpetrator of the Tangshan assault case, Chen Jiqi, owns a local aquaculture business and he has a partner named Liu Tao. The 2 men were involved in a vicious assault case years ago that left a man with a crushed skull and have been on the run since then. In reality, they are still free and terrorizing the city. According to a 2018 court filing, on February 4, 2017, Liu Tao drove Chen Jinqi's car and smashed into 8 vehicles in Tangshan City, setting a record as such an incident had never been seen before in the city. He then abandoned the vehicle and fled after the accident. On June 14th, quite a few netizens on Weibo posted information querying if one of the suspects is the son of a Communist Party official. Despite this query getting heated online, no clarification has been seen from this party secretary of the Political and Legal Committee. These articles have generated a lot of buzz, with many pointing to the protective umbrella behind the gang, that is, the Tangshan municipal government and the Tangshan Political and Legal Committee system. The Chinese people who have suffered too many things have a clear idea that the arrogance of the hooligans is directly proportional to the size of the protective shield behind them. On June 12th, China's official media, 163.com, published an article titled, "Vice Governor of Hebei Province and former party secretary of Tangshan City acts as a protective umbrella for dark and evil forces." The article mentioned that the assault case in Tangshan was no accident. It has a lot to do with the complicated political and economic system of Tangshan's officialdom. In Tangshan alone, 6 or 7 vice mayors have fallen from grace in recent years, in addition to the party secretary of the municipal committee. It has been over a week now since the assault in Tangshan. The case continues to spark public outcry. How the assaulted women are doing is still unknown. On June 13th, staff at the hospital where the women were admitted confirmed that the 2 women were not in the ICU nor the intensive care unit and had been transferred to a general ward and their vital signs were stable. In addition, it said that regarding their treatment and medical conditions as they concern patients' privacy which can't be disclosed, all information is subject to the official notification of public security. The CCP officials won't allow any access to the assaulted women, nor will they allow their families to speak out. Information leaked online reveals that the woman in white is in serious condition, including second-degree injuries with scalp damage of 75 square centimeters, skull-base fractures, nerve damage, traumatic cerebral infraction, hydrocephalus, cerebral aneurysm, spinal cord injury, and 18 other serious injuries. In this regard, Tangshan officials have neither admitted nor denied it, which is strange. There is also news that one woman has died. It's not known whose story is true. What is unique about this incident is that it has set off a wave of average Chinese who are victims of gangsters to come forward and report triad crimes by posting online videos and using their real names. For example, on June 12th, a 75-year-old man posted on Weibo reporting that a developer had distorted right and wrong, beaten people, and torched cars, taking over his retail store 10 years ago. The case has not yet been investigated. An elderly woman in Tangshan City also sent a video to report the death of her son by the triads, but the assailant is still unpunished and on the loose.
I'm
reporting a group of people including Zhu Yanbing, Yang Seng, in Lubei District, Tangshan City, with my real name. From 4 o'clock in the afternoon on May 23rd to 8 o'clock in the morning on May 24th, we were tricked by Zhu Yanbing, Yang Seng, and others into going inside the bar. They cut off all the surveillance equipment in the bar, illegally detained me and my friends, took control of all our belongings, forced us to kneel, and beat us during the detention period.
Ordinary people are given the opportunity to bring forward cases of injustice, which is rather uncommon in the tightly controlled communist internet and real life. Look at this recent scene in front of the Tangshan Public Security Bureau.
This is the Tangshan Public Security Bureau. Now people can file reports using their real names. Now you see how many people there are. There are more than 1,000 people. It's full of people inside and outside. See the long line of people waiting to be served inside?
At the entrance of Tangshan Public Security Bureau, look at all these people coming to report. So many people in line with only one reception window. So far it served less than 10 people. It can't even serve 10 people in one morning. Look over there and see how many people have arrived. Everyone is crammed in one window. My line has reached the entrance of door number 4, and now I still can't get in. Is this the one positive effect of the assault case in the Tangshan barbecue restaurant? Has it made the CCP start paying attention to and tackle the triad problem? If that's what you think, you don't know enough about the true character of the CCP. In May 2022, the Communist Party officially introduced and implemented the anti-organized crime law, which targets the triads. 2 days before the Tangshan case, the Ministry of Public Security held 2 meetings in January and June 8th, respectively, stating that it would continue to push forward the ongoing crackdown on gangsters and villains in order to prepare for the 20th Communist Party Congress this fall. The Ministry of Public Security acknowledged that the fight against organized crime is a long and complex one, and that it is necessary to implement the anti-organized crime law, strike hard at sand hegemony and mining hegemony, and dig deeper into the dark and evil forces behind the scenes and their protective umbrella. Sand hegemony and mining hegemony refer to individuals or groups who acquire businesses related to renovation and mining by force. Our analysis is that the Tangshan assault, which occurred after the conference, allowed the Xi Jinping government to seize the opportunity. This is because the long-existing Tangshan mafia is unusual in that they are not only organized but have also formed sand hegemony and mining hegemony, which are involved in money laundering and loan fraud. High-ranking officials from different factions of the CCP and local officials are involved in the distribution of benefits such as mineral resources in Tangshan, forming interest groups. That is to say, the thugs in Tangshan have a big protective shield behind them. Only now Xi Jinping's team is starting to find trouble with them. In Hebei province, where Tangshan is located, Liu Wenxi, the top leader of the Provincial Public Security Department, only took office on May 27, 2022, having been parachuted in from the central government. Now the case in Tangshan is being handled by a different jurisdiction, which means that Tangshan officials will have to rescue themselves, and Tangshan's officialdom will be in for a big earthquake. It is now rumored that Xi Jinping's close associate Wang Xiaohong will officially take over as the Minister of Public Security in the near future. The current Minister of Public Security, Zhao Keqi, is still on the job, but in the CCP system, where the party leads the government, Zhao has largely stepped aside since Deputy Minister Wang Xiaohong stepped in and replaced him as party secretary of the Ministry of Public Security in November 2021. The Communist Party's official media has already dismissed the current minister by not reporting any information about him. Zhao is not a part of the former party leader Jiang Zemin's clique, which is Xi's political rival, but is a trusted figure by Hu Jintao, who was the leader of the Communist Party after Jiang Zemin, but his power was hollowed out by Jiang. It could be speculated that Zhao was chosen by Xi from the former administration as a transitional figure to hold office in the Ministry of Public Security, but he isn't considered a trusted member of Xi's regime. The 20th Communist Party Congress, which will be held this fall, will reshuffle the top echelon of the Communist Party, so the struggle between factions will be fierce and brutal. Wang Xiaohong, a close associate of Xi Jinping's, is seen as a possible candidate for a promotion to the political inner circle of the CCP, namely to be part of the Central Politburo. It's unusual that the aftermath of the Tangshan case has gained so much publicity before the 20th National Congress, and that the official CCP media outlets are hyping it up. However, what is almost certain is that it has nothing to do with the CCP's commitment to justice for the people, but is more a matter of power infights. On the same day of the Tangshan assault case on June 10th, a vicious case occurred in Shanghai. A woman was axed to death in the street by an elderly man. The police never reported the case, and any mention of the incident by Weibo users was repeatedly suppressed and blocked. The day before, on June 9th, a 27-year-old employee stabbed the 31-year-old supervisor to death with a fruit knife in the offices at Beijing Unicom. The cases in these two cities have not attracted much attention due to the deliberate downplaying by the media and officials. The Communist Party culture encourages hatred and struggle. The phrase, "never forget class suffering and remember the hatred of tears and blood," is a widely used phrase in communist literature and art. Mao Zedong, the first Communist Party leader, once said, "To manage 800 million people, how can we not have them fight each other?" While the party culture has led to a rapid decline in social morality for individuals, it has pushed many people to extremes. In China today, there is a proliferation of vicious criminal cases with increasingly horrific scenarios. The Communist Party's criteria for handling such cases is based on demand, the need to maintain power, rather than helping the people. That's why netizens are unimpressed by the Tangshan police's grand parade. This is a popular saying in China, suggesting people's lack of a sense of security. It goes like this. In the past, bandits were in the mountains. Now bandits are among the public security officers. More and more people know where the real root cause is.